Hello everybody, welcome to Trans E-Learning Chemistry videos. Today we'll be discussing about phase changes, and in that we'll be covering the topic heating curve. So let's see what all questions we'll be covering in this video. The first question: a solid is heated at a steady state. It changes from a solid to a liquid and then to gas. Which part of the graph shows the substance is melting? As you can see here that the graph is given, which is a heating curve of the solid, where the temperature is taken on the y-axis and the time is taken on the x-axis, and different phases are plotted here. So before proceeding further and giving the answer, let us understand what is meant by melting. Melting is the change of solid into liquid phase on heating at a constant temperature. That means without any rise in temperature, when a solid changes into liquid, that process is known as melting. So, as given in the question that the solid is heated at a steady state, initially the solid will be in the solid state at this point. And we know from the heating curve that when there is change in temperature, in this case rise in temperature, when we're talking about the heating curve, there will be rise in temperature. There is no change in state. So at this point also the substance will be in the solid state. Now as you can see here that this horizontal line represents there is no rise in temperature. So this phase represents change in state. And as this is a heating curve and we are providing heat, so the solid will change into liquid, and at this point we'll be having a liquid. And the transition or the change in the state from solid to liquid on heating is known as melting. So in question we need to find the which part of the graph shows the substance is melting. The answer is Q part of the graph shows that the substance is melting. Before proceeding to the next question, I would like to mention that for this question and all other questions in this video, when we are talking about this point where the solid changes into liquid, this point on the temperature axis represents the melting point of the substance, and this point where the liquid changes into the gaseous form represents the boiling point of substance. So whether I mention in the other questions or not, these 2 points will represent the melting point and the boiling point of that particular substance. The next question: the graph shows the change in temperature of a material as it is heated. Which part of the graph shows that the substance is solid? You can see here the heating curve of this particular substance where temperature is taken on the y-axis and the time is taken on the x-axis. So as this is a heating curve, so initially the material will be in the solid state. And we know from the heating curve that whenever there is change in temperature, in this case rise in temperature, as this is a heating curve, there is no change in state, though there is rise in temperature. So at this point also we'll be having the solid state. So as for the question, we need to find the which part of the graph shows the substance is solid. So the answer is P part of the graph shows that the substance is solid. Next question: the graph shows the change in temperature of a material as it is heated. Which part of the graph shows the state where the substance exists as both a liquid and gas at the same time? You can see here the heating curve of this particular material where the temperature is on the y-axis and the time is taken on the x-axis. Initially the material will be in the solid state. And as per the heating curve, we know that whenever there is rise in temperature, there is no change in state. So at this point also we'll be having a solid state of the material, and if you see this horizontal line, there is no change in the temperature, and this horizontal line represents that there will be change in state. So as the heat is provided, so the solid will change into liquid. At this point we will have the liquid form of the material, and the process of change of solid into liquid on heating is known as melting. On further heating, the temperature of the liquid will rise, but there will be no change in the state. Only there will be increase in temperature. So at this point also we'll be having the liquid phase. And as you can see here, the horizontal line, this represents that there is no change in the temperature. There is just change in the phase, change in the state. So at this point, the liquid will change into a gaseous form on heating. So there is change in state, and the process of change of liquid into gaseous form on heating is known as boiling, or what we call as vaporization. So as per the question, which part of the graph shows the state where the substance exists as both a liquid and gas? The answer is S part of the graph, because you can see here at one point we have liquid and on the other point we have the gas. So this part, the S part of the graph, represents the phase where liquid and gas exist at the same time. So that was all about the first video related to practice problems on heating curve. Thank you very much for watching this video. For more videos, you can visit our website transelearning.com. Have a great day.